Zoetis just got EU approval for 2 new animal drugs, but many pet owners are asking the same question. How does a company keep getting green lights when public trust is collapsing? What you're about to hear may change the way you look at veterinary medicine. Zoetis, Lenivia, and Portela. How did these drugs get approved? The truth. Zoetis, one of the world's biggest veterinary pharmaceutical companies, has once again secured European approval for new monoclonal antibody pain treatments. Lenivia for dogs and Portela for cats. On paper, the process was straightforward. Zoetis submitted clinical data. The EMA's Committee for Veterinary Medicinal Products reviewed it. The products were deemed to show a favorable benefit-risk balance, approval granted, but for many pet owners that explanation feels painfully incomplete. How Zoetis earned EMA approval. To pass the CVMP, Zoetis presented Lenivia, 2 dose determination studies in 1 placebo-controlled clinical trial, showing reduced osteoarthritis pain for up to 3 months. Portela, evidence showing long-acting antibody properties and a unique binding site targeting NGF, the molecule associated with chronic pain. Scientifically, the data met the regulatory checklist. The CVMP accepted that the studies demonstrated safety, efficacy, and consistent manufacturing quality. But here's where the public disconnect begins. Not every concern is addressed in a clinical trial. Not every lived experience fits inside a regulatory dossier, and not every favorable benefit-risk balance reflects what is happening in homes, vet clinics, or online support groups. Pet owners are asking, how many animals were studied? For how long? Under what conditions? What side effects were excluded, minimized, or not captured? And most importantly, what is post-market experience? What happens in the real world often look very different from what companies report in pre-approval trials. This is the heart of the tension. Zoetis arrived at the EMA with data carefully designed, limited, controlled data, and regulators approved the products based on what was presented. That doesn't mean all questions have been answered or all risks truly understood. It simply means the bar for approval was met. But meeting the bar isn't the same as earning trust, and trust is exactly what many pet owners believe has been shattered. Whether it was Librela, Silencia, or now Lenivia and Portela, the pattern is the same. Zoetis markets innovations. Consumers hear reports of adverse outcomes not reflected in the trial numbers, and regulators seem structured to respond slowly or not at all to public concern. So yes, Zoetis secured EU approval because regulators judged the controlled studies acceptable, but approval on paper does not erase the growing question outside the clinical trial bubble. If the system only listens to the data companies provide, who is listening to the pet owners?